Good morning and welcome to a new town. It's day 42 of my backpacking adventure going from the island of Borneo all the way back to England by land and water. No flying involved. So where am I? I'm in a town called Keningau. I got here yesterday and it was a journey that I took from Taiwan. I got a minibus yesterday morning. It took 7 hours. The roads coming here are not the best. I assume it's because it's not really a touristy area, and if you do follow me you'll know that I do go off the beaten track away from the touristy areas, and this town looks really nice. The bus journey that I took was 100 ringgit. They had 2 stops, one official stop halfway to have a toilet break, which everybody in the minibus took, and then we had an unexpected exploding tyre, which was another stop which wasn't really expected. The town itself is really chilled, relaxed. This is a Sunday, so it's to be expected. Everybody's having a day off, and yesterday was a major bank holiday. It was Independence Day in Malaysia. When I got here, there was a bit of confusion over hotels because I hadn't really booked one, because according to all the travel apps, it was all fully booked. So I turned up because I had booked a bus ticket already and went from hotel to hotel to find out there was no room. Although there's no Westerners coming here, it's still a busy place. So in the end, I had to find this place here, which is the Cento Hotel, and it's one of the most expensive hotels in the town. This cost me 140 ringgit, which is about £25, and that is my budget for the day, each day that I'm traveling. So yesterday, a bit expensive, need to pull back, but I'm going to spend the day going around this town in a leisurely fashion, because there is one of the more unusual, strange structures here that is about a 20-minute walk that way. But we'll have a walk around the town centre, show you a bit of what it's like around here and get a feel for it, because I like it. I've now moved down to the town centre, and earlier on I took a video from the rooftop of the hotel showing you the aerial view, give you a rough idea of what the place looks like, and you can see the mountains and the hills in the background. This place has a population of about 50,000 people, and it has a fairly large indigenous community from both the Dusun and Munnets. Now the town is named after the Keningau tree, which is known as the cinnamon tree, and when the British colonials came along, it was in abundance around the town, and then they started harvesting. Now cinnamon in them days was a valuable spice, which actually put Keningau on the map. One of the things that happened during the Second World War, as a lot of places in Borneo, was Allied troops bombed most of the island and the towns and the cities to disrupt the Japanese who had occupied the island. So most of these buildings was rebuilt during the 1940s, after the Second World War. There's not really a lot of modern buildings, so it's still got that colonial feel from the 40s. It's got wide roads, even though most of them are used as car parks inside. It's just a really interesting place. It is one of the friendliest places I've been to in Borneo so far. In fact, every now and again I've had at least 10 people stop cars, wind their windows down, ask me how I am, what I'm doing here. When I arrived here, there was me looking lost trying to find a hotel, and a young lady got me into her car, took me around every single hotel until I found the one I was staying in, which was really, really nice of her. And in fact, she's got my YouTube right now, so if you're watching, thank you very much. And it is, for a Sunday, quite busy. There's a lot of traffic around. But let's go start exploring. Alright, I'm starting here. This looks like a covered market. Lots of shops around, market stalls. And because it's not really full of tourists, you don't get the people coming up to your face with stuff going, you want to buy this. It is believed that the Keningau tree, or the cinnamon tree, had magical properties, and this was from the local Dusun people. They believed that the tree could ward off evil spirits and then bring good luck to those who harvest its bark. Now, I don't know what a cinnamon tree looks like, so I might have to ask someone later on. But it was so revered that even when they chopped one of these trees down, they would have rituals that they would perform just to keep the spirits happy. It's a busy old day for a Sunday. In the town itself, there is a rich mix of culture and religion. And we start with this one, which is a Taoism temple, Chinese temple, for the Chinese immigrants that came over here during the British colony days to help rebuild the city and to do the work. I'm not actually going to go in, but I'm just having a quick walk around. They're burning paper. Have a quick look in. I actually thought it was quite small from the outside, but it goes from there to this little jolly buddy here. Just go through the... He looks happy. Little scenery over there. From there you've got the All Nations Gospel Church, which is just on the top floor over there. That's unusual to see over here. Then you have the local mosque, town mosque. And not many people around. Usually they'll have a sign saying for men to cover themselves up, and it's only looking for females, so I'm not too sure if I'm allowed in. That looks like the prayer room. So I'm not going to go in. Just seems to be a lot of people lying around sitting on their phones. You get a better idea of what it looks like from over here, from across the road. And then finally, over there is the Catholic Church. So there is a mixed match of lots of religions. So we're going to have a wander over there, because I don't know if you can see it. That's one big cross. Going across to the Catholic Church, you've got just behind me a park area of the stage right at the end. And you can see that they're building a path to go around it. And you've got someone there testing the path out. It's not exactly finished. Looks like going to be a bit of a monument going to be down there. And I guess once that's finished and they cut the grass, that's going to be beautiful. But from up here you can see everything looks brand new that they're building on this park, from the path, which is still being built. That will be nice when it's finished. So on the bridge overlooking the main road, which is the highway going through to the one side of the island to the other. And there's the church, the Catholic Church. So this is St. Francis Xavier Cathedral, it's calling itself. Now I believe you can only get cathedrals in cities. This is the oldest religious building in town, built just after the Second World War. There's a statue of St. Francis himself. Didn't realise he was ginger. Now the original building was built around here, and they built it here because it was in a quiet place, so they could have peace while they were praying. Obviously they didn't realise that one day there'd be a major road coming next to it. I am heading towards this unusual structure, which I said I was going to go to before, but I've been waylaid, distracted. But I am now heading towards the Oath Stone, which is meant to be pretty impressive. Before I get there, I've just passed this building, and it's the town hall. And this is one of the... It's a Sunday today, so it won't be open. That's why it looks empty. But this is on the outskirts of town, next door to a hotel. But it does look like Keningau is actually spending a lot of money on sports. So across over here is athletic field, there's a football pitch. If I can get a bit closer. And there is a bit of a crowd in the stands. So I don't know if there's a... I don't know what sport is on today. Didn't look like football. Yeah, I've got tennis courts there. Yeah, a lot of people, but no idea what's going on. But I'm more interested in getting to this Oath Stone. And I'm here, just off the main road. Now, I don't know which is the Oath Stone. There's a lot of things going on here. and I seem to be the only person around. Don't know if you've got to pay. So I'm going to start from this side and work my way up, and hopefully we'll find the old stone. And this is it, the old stone. So after gaining independence from Britain, Malaysia set about sorting itself out, making a new government, making new laws, and the local indigenous communities around here were worried. So the Malaysian government made a promise and oath, and that is what's written on there at the moment, and that's Malaysian. Now I'm just going to try and find the translation for it. So it got installed, and it's in English here, August 31st, 1964. A photo of the oath stone in its original site near the old Keningau district office building. And then the Chief Minister delivering a speech during the instalment. And if you look at the crowds in there, there's a lot of people. When I read up about this last night, it did state it was in 3 languages, and that was in Malaysian, the local indigenous language, and English. So I've been through my notes that I took, and I've got the translation, and it states Memorial Oath Stone according to the Constitution. Number 1, freedom of religion in Sabah. Sabah being the state that we're in. Number 2, the government of Sabah holds authority over land in Sabah. And number 3, native customs and traditions will be respected and upheld by the government. In return, the people of Sabah's interior pledges loyalty to the government of Malaysia. I do find the fact that they've put an oath, a promise to the locals to say, don't worry, we won't change a thing. Very, very interesting. But it is said that if that stone, which holds mystical powers, is broken, then the person will receive bad luck, including the community they come from. Ah, this is a museum. Now the museum, and I don't think it is open, is one of the original colonial buildings from the 1940s. It was a British government office which has been changed into a museum over the years, and it does hold Japanese colonial items as well as the British. And it does look closed, and it does look old. There is a legend within the town that there is a British officer who mysteriously disappeared during the Second World War whilst posted here. There is reason to believe he was executed, killed, and his ghost is seen somewhere around in the town. Now, I did look online last night to find out where he was meant to be haunting. Not that I wanted to meet him, but everything I read counted towards him being in this place here, because this is the oldest, or one of the oldest buildings in town, and there is stuff in there that links to the British officer. There's nothing to say that I believe in ghosts. Have a quick look closer. Welcome. Open daily from 9 to 5. They lied. It's not open at all. But then again, it is a public holiday weekend because of Independence Day. So there is a lot of legends about this town that I read last night, and some of them are like, really? One of them is the disappearing waterfall. Right, I'm going to head back into town, but this disappearing waterfall, so the story goes that there's a waterfall that only appears a certain amount of times a year and then just vanishes without trace. So according to local folklore, the waterfall is said to be a gateway to the spirit world, and it only appears to those who are destined to enter it and then disappear as it came in. Now, what people didn't realise at the time was during heavy rainfall in the mountains, at a certain point there would be a waterfall that would appear, and then when the rain stopped, the waterfall went away. But they do like their stories around here, and like I said, we're on the outskirts of town, and it's only walking distance to get to the old stone, but to see it is quite impressive. As I'm walking down towards back into the centre of town, I've just seen on the other side of the road what looks like a lot of tents. So it's time to do some exploration, mainly because I found out there is a festival happening somewhere in town this weekend, which is why most of the hotels are full. Now, this town is not just known for its internal stuff in the centre and on the outskirts, but it's known for its nature. And if I had the money to stay a bit longer, there's places like the Crocker Range Park, which is not, I think, about 10 miles out of town that you can get down to, and it's well known for its hikes, and it's got a diverse amount of flora, fauna, some plants that you don't get anywhere else in the world. And I'm looking down here and going, wow, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of cars trying to get in as well. And the other place that you can go to is a place called Bandukan Village, and it's just outside the town, and it's a village that offers a glimpse into the traditional lifestyles of the indigenous Merd people. Now, these people used to be headhunters, and i.e. cut the heads off their enemies, but now they're a peaceful bunch. But you can go down to their traditional village, see it. Oh, it's a market there. Oh, there's a band.
Okey, di sana kita ada jualan. Aku terpaksa bawa mic, dia akan bercakap. Okey, YB dia akan bercakap. Terima kasih. Okey.
Oh, this looks quite impressive.
Okey, siapa yang memiliki kupon kuning, pastikan kemari. Bos.
Cafe.
Okey, kepada yang memiliki kupon kuning, sila baris di sini.
That guy's quite loud.
Ya, dia akan di depan sini. Okey,
so the guy on the microphone just there with the queue of people. Does look like it is local produce. Oh, there's a queue there. Plants. Now there didn't seem to be much street food. Got some Belgian chocolate there. Oh, and there's a garden centre. Now, last week I saw signs up that there was a street food festival. So it looks like this place has got a lot going for it. I hear bells. Oh. There you go, this is the Farmer Fest. Oh wow. Why is the army here? Let's have a look. No idea. So it does go on further down with local traditional dress. Still trying to find some street food. And I think this is the far end. There looks nothing down there. These are people selling clothes. And then when you get to the river, you look across the road. Oh, what's happening down here? What's fish? Sorry. Oh wow. Yeah, exotic fish. Oh wow. But yeah, across the river, not the road, if you look at all these houses, wooden houses, they look like the original buildings from years ago. So that was the festival. I spent about half an hour there after I shut the camera down. Got myself a local drink. I tasted of Ribena, very nice. And I just watched the band. It was just chilled, it was just nice. The reason I've come away is because I've got to go and collect my laundry before the laundrette closes. And I can see when the shutter's going down already. So I might just be in time. But I've enjoyed myself. This has been a really nice town. Off the beaten track, no Westerners, no backpackers. It's just amazing. 12 ringgit to sort my washing out. That's cheap. The other reason I had to come up here was I've already checked out the hotel, which means I'm going to have to check into my new place, which is just around the corner. And as I said, it's half the price of the place I stayed in last night, 70 ringgit. And it's a motel just there. But I have honestly thoroughly enjoyed this town. It's going to be a shame to leave it because I think it's still got a lot to give and show. But I'm off tomorrow. I think I might be heading to an island, but I need to find out if there is transport there, and more importantly if there's any accommodation. So as I say farewell, I've still got the afternoon and the night to go, but if you've enjoyed this video showing you the sights, the sounds, the legends of this town, then press that like button. If you want to see where I'm going next, then press that subscribe button. But until then, next time, bye bye for now.